America's children were not expected to participate in the country's war in Iraq. They were not called upon to help fight in Vietnam. They did not see action in Korea. But in World Wars I and II, the expectations were different. The children of the United States were not spared from service. They were expected to play a part in wartime needs, a big part. Children became part of the war. They became a home front army, willing to work, to save, to sell, and to train for war service. As World War became part of daily life, so did the world of children become militarized.
And in the past, authorities generally did not expect children to participate in war in any active way. They did not aggressively mobilize children for war. They might have been part of war as powder monkeys, that is, bringing things up to the troops, or they might have been people who snuck into the military. Maybe they were underage and they snuck in, but they weren't certainly expected to participate in any way. That changed in World War I, and the reason it changed is that World War I was the first total war. And in this war, children were expected to participate in a much larger way than they had been in previous conflicts throughout history. And this was true certainly throughout the 20th century, and still is true today.
World War I became the first war in which techniques of modern propaganda played a key role. American authorities in 1917 believed people needed persuading to join the hideous battlefield of death. Part of the propagandists' goal was to encourage everyone to do their share in support of military goals. Children, too, had a duty. Children were expected to do many things, no matter what their age. The younger ones might collect scrap. The older ones might harvest crops. Everyone could sell war bonds. No one was spared. Even a 5-year-old could help. As her mother knit for the troops, the child could hold the yarn and behave for Uncle Sam.
Why were children asked to participate in the World War? Basically, it was because World War I, World War II was fought for democratic ideals. People during those wars thought that these were crucial battles that could mean the difference between the end of democracy in the United States, or perhaps even the end of the world as we knew it at that time. And because war is something that is fought by soldiers for the next generation, it's fought by soldiers for children, of course, they expected children to play a role. Soldiers would give some or maybe everything for their duty in a battle, and certainly the authorities thought that children should give something as well. And so the old expression is, to whom much is given, much is required, and children particularly were required to do quite a bit.
War historians know quite a bit about propaganda during the World Wars. They don't know as much about how it was aimed at children. But in America, authorities of all kinds wanted to persuade children that war was not such a bad thing. In principle, war was evil. In practice, it could have its good side. For children, war could offer a guide to many virtues. It could help children develop thrifty habits. It could encourage patriotism. Children might see the value of becoming a volunteer for a cause larger than themselves. It could encourage habits of fitness, of study, of loyalty and obedience. War could build a boy, or maybe even a girl, into an adult of integrity. War could make good citizens. But it could not encourage habits of free thought, or tolerance, or peaceful solutions to difficult problems.
The problem today is that if you bring children into war from the home front point of view, you also sooner or later accept them as a soldier as well, as soldiers, people who actually pick up guns and fight. And we've seen that happen throughout the world, perhaps not in Western nations so much, but certainly in Africa and in the Middle East. We have children today as young as 12 who are still fighting in some of these wars. And the sad case about children in war is that now that we have accepted children as being part of war, we see many children who have died in war, and in fact 2 million people who are under 18 have died in our wars since 1945.